I just seen this fellow walk past with, and he had a sweatshirt that said Summit Ice, and I lost my shit. Oh my god! Look what they stole our song. Look what they did. Yo, back in the studio again this morning, Friday, kicking it off. We got a nice cup of coffee here, thinking about breakfast, pancakes, and one of my favorite episodes of television of all time. It's a show called The Review, and they just dive into reviewing life. It's a little bit of like a parody show, but here to tap into that. And like I said, got breakfast on the mind. I'm not too hungry, but like I said, thinking about the show, my favorite episode involves pancakes, so I'm just here thinking about like a nice fluffy buttery breakfast treat. I'm more of a waffles guy myself. You know, if we had to rank them, like, I'd probably go waffles, pancakes, French toast, one, two, three. So, but nothing wrong with the French toast. I think humble beginnings for my family. We used to just take like the Wholesome King. That was the local brand, the local bakery. In our community. It could also go with the Wonder Bread too, classic staple. But we just get the nice like thin sliced white bread. And what's up, JB? And my dad would just be mixing up the egg batter, and it would be like the most like bland, like very eggy French toast because just like the bread like soaked up all of the egg. So I think I don't like yolk runny yolk in my eggs, and I think maybe that's now that I think about it, like I think maybe having like the egg baked into my bread French toast might partially be why we never got to indulge in the sweet brioche that you get at like a place like Bob Evans, which I'm only shouting out because I used to work there. No free ads, but down on the farm, tons of brioche options, and yeah. But yeah, anyways, back to like the review. Like I said, it's a is a fun show. I can't remember the actor, the comedian right now off the top of my head, but the whole premise of the show is viewers, the audience, submit um, experiences, things in life that they want to review. The whole premise, like life, but is it any good? And I want to say it's like the third or fourth episode. The number doesn't really matter though. It's in the first season. Somebody asked for a review of pancakes, specifically like what would it be like to eat 15 pancakes, and so it's kind of like, all right, well, gotta go eat 15 pancakes. He goes to the diner. He gets 5 plates of these little three stacks of the flapjacks, and he's mounting through them, but like it is a tough crawl to finish like these last few pancakes. He's like, they're cold, they're soggy, they've been sitting there for a while, and after what appears to be a very long time because they obviously cut it up into like a shorter segment, so like 6 or 7 minutes that he spends in the diner, just eating these pancakes. He finally gets them done, crawls back to the studio, and next step to review, somebody asks him about divorce. What's it like to be divorced? And he is married himself. And part of the whole premise of the show, or like the gimmick, is like he's not telling his wife, like if like he's doing stuff for the show because he wants it to seem real. And so he goes and files for divorce with his wife. And at first she's like thinking like, oh, it's just some gimmick for the show, which I mean it is, but he just has to play the character and go along with it. And it is hilarious to see just this unfold because throughout the whole series now too, you'll see like the relationship as like they remain in contact, and they like are going through like the finalization of the divorce, the acceptance of the relationship, the ex-wife, the now ex-wife, finding like a new lover, and just the way they cross it all over and like extend that out through the whole series is really funny. And like they begin it so early on in the first season with the pancakes divorce episode, and then there's one more review. After he's eaten 15 pancakes, just stuffed his body full of these sweet buttery goodness, and then leaves his wife for nothing more than the content of a television show. He ends up back in the studio, and the next review, somebody asks, what would it be like to eat 30 pancakes? So comes back, has to get eats 50 pancakes, divorces his wife, boom, has to come back and eat 30. But obviously the challenge of the 15 is like, how is he going to mouth 30? The bitterness, the anger of the divorce. He storms into that diner, and they obviously recognize him again. And he like, as he busts in the door, and I'm just gonna make it the waitress' name. He's like, Doris, 10 stacks of flapjacks. And she's just like bewildered. She cannot believe herself because this man struggled at the 5, and he just attacks these things. Like, I am like, no holds barred, just mows them down, nose to dong. We're not supporting China here, but yeah, absolutely just mows these pancakes down, and it is insane. It is incredible, and honestly, like I would love to I'd love to try to like attack some pancakes with such ferocity. But incredible piece of television. I used to see this show popping up all the time in commercials and stuff like that as a younger lad. Never gave it the time of day, and to no fault of my own. But they say genius is often criticized in its time, and until it's not often until it's gone that we accept and appreciate it for what it is. And it wasn't until after that show was gone that I was able to recognize its genius, because it is by far and away one of my favorite shows. I think the show that had stole me away, and although I do love the review, I could never replace what I love the most is Nathan For You. And if you're not a fan, or if you're not familiar with Nathan For You, I don't know where to begin. It is a actor, comedian, writer, producer, genius. Like, something about Canada, man. They have like comedy gold up there in the north. I mean, you have Norm Macdonald, legend, like all-time comedian. Like, he is so funny. I love listening to his stand-up. I love just watching his YouTube clips. Harland Williams, obviously R.I.P. Norm Macdonald. He's no longer with us, but Harland Williams is someone who is still with us. I don't think it's a name people might necessarily recognize, but you'd see the face and you'd be like, oh yeah. And then if you look at their credits, they're in so much. Like, they've had an incredible career. They've been enormously successful, and they are just a hilarious goofball. One of the like sharpest, wittiest, smartest comedians that like I've came across in like my life. I'm a big fan of comedy, and Harlan Williams is the man. And then I feel like someone who of like a newer generation, a young, like a later generation that kind of follows in the molds and in the footsteps of some of these comedians and their styles in some ways, who I love. Nathan Fielder, man. Nathan Fielder. The show Nathan For You is about Nathan Fielder helping struggling small businesses in this new world. This is like from like 2012, 2013, 2014. It's like mid 2010s, early 2010s to like the idea of like the time frame of the show, and it runs for about I think 3 seasons. And I don't know how long exactly over like a year span, but there are 3 seasons of the show. And you can really watch them in any order. There are some like repeating characters, and I say characters, but they're actual people. Like, you have like the Honorable Judge Anthony Filosa, who is a judiciary consultant for Nathan on several occasions for his stunts. He has a retired cop from the LAPD. I can't remember his name, but then there's Brian Wolf, who's like a private detective who appears a few times, and also got their own like private show from like the Discovery Channel or something like that from their appearance on Nathan Fielder's Nathan for You. Um, so yeah, like these are like real people, and everything from the show like is entirely real. I have a jacket that I bought for my friend because he is a big fan of the show as well. The Summit Ice Company, from when Nathan finds out that his favorite like pullover that he wears all the time has some not so cool opinions about some certain historical events, and I'll let you look into Summit Ice and their message if you care to learn more. The website is currently down as of like right now, but yeah, I got my roommate a jacket, and then he turned around, returned the favor, got me the same jacket as a gift a few months later. And yeah, I mean, but like he creates his own jacket line, and like I said, that whole episode is so funny. Like each episode in itself, like they're not really connected, but you could see how like in some ways like they take from one another, and like the growth of the show. Like, and I it's like it's so hard to pick one, and like even just to like when you're sharing this with somebody new, and like oh what episode do you start with? It's like it's like the first episode is a great starting point because it kind of gives you like the goofiness and the silliness of the show, but like I almost feel like the first, for example, like the very first thing out the jump is he helps a frozen yogurt stand, and he's like, what's the greatest way? And he's like, draw up controversy. Oh, what's the biggest controversy? He's like, let's create a poo flavored yogurt. And he goes to a like artificial flavoring company or whatever like that, and he like asks them to like make an artificial poop flavor, and they're like like okay, and then they make it, and they're like, yeah, like I mean this is edible, like you can eat this, yes, but to your specifications, like it does taste like feces. And they have a whole like you go to the frozen yogurt stand, you have like the machine with the lever and stuff like that, and there's like a poo flavored yogurt, and they even do like these like small little focus groups, and people take it, and like they have this little like Sam's Club, like Costco, like wherever, any fucking like sample that you get at like at the store, little like dollops of the poo flavored yogurt, and it looks just like runny shit, runny shit. And they just like these like people like pick it up, and they're just like they try it, and they're like like put it down, and like so what's it taste like? And one was like well like poo, and he's like, oh wow, like that's crazy, you got it so quick, have you like had that before? And he's just like he's a bit of a dick and an asshole in this, but it's so funny. He's like so passive, he never like raises his voice, his demeanor is so funny. He's like the most awkward individual, but you can tell it's like a character, but like at the same time it doesn't necessarily feel like a character, it feels completely authentic. And that's something I love. My boy JB coming back in here again. But yeah, I mean honestly, like so like yeah, they have the poo flavored yogurt, and then the second half of the episode he helps a local pizza deliver like with their delivery, and he offers 8-minute delivery or free pizza. And obviously like you can't even cook a pizza in 8 minutes, so they offer like a bagel bite sized like free pizza, because it's like they technically don't specify the size of the pizza. And so this whole gimmick of we'll just we'll be able to like give them this tiny 1-inch sized bagel bite piece of pizza like for free. That's your free pizza, but then you still got to pay for this order that we promised we deliver to you in 8 minutes. And so like yeah, I mean like again, that's a great jumping off point for like the show. It sets up the premise, but then again you have like other episodes where like he goes as far as creating fake jobs for real companies, and hiring people like and hiring these people to do these jobs, and like he creates a band to sell this smoke detector. Smoke detectors, I guess, have a high tariff rate. Who knew tariffs, even back in like the 2013s, 2014s or whatever, would have been such a big deal on this show specifically, because the cost to ship these smoke detectors has such a high going rate. However, there's no tax, there's no tariff on shipping musical instruments. So depending on the classification of what you're trying to ship internationally, but mind you, this is like, I think, going to like South America and stuff like that. They the cost of your shipping increases or decreases dramatically. So Nathan tries to help this shipping company by getting their smoke detectors classified as a musical instrument, and the lady is not having any of it at all. She's just like, he pitches the idea stone faced, like, no, I don't think that's not gonna work, Mom. Okay, like, you can try, but it's like, it's not gonna work. So you can tell Nathan takes this as a personal affront, and it's his mission to get this smoke detector recognized as a musical instrument so it can be shipped tariff-free, tax-free, and he goes to great lengths to start a band. He hires a musician, like a local blues legend, to create like an instructional video on how to play your smoke detector. They put a strap on it so you can wear it on your side, and this is how you turn it on. This is how you play it. This is how you check the tone. There's only one tone of the smoke. You guys know that fucking annoying ass beep. And then he goes on Craigslist. He like auditions musicians. He creates a band. And one of the band members has a song that they had personally wrote, which Nathan views as better than the song he created. So the band votes to go with this band member Yanni's song, and that's going to be the first and unfortunately only song of the greatest band in Nathan For You history, The Bonsai Predicament. That's the name of this band. You can go check this out on Spotify, Apple Music. It's available on all platforms, everybody. He decides he's going to take who he views as the most skilled and talented musician and ask them to be the front man for the smoke detector, because obviously it's like, they're the best, they're the most talented in the group. Like, why not give them the lead instrument, like, the spice and the pizzazz. This is all about the smoke detector. So obviously, like, a little confused and upset, like saddened, to be having like the electric guitar ripped out of their hands and the smoke detector placed in it. I believe it's like Eddie is his name. Willingly accepts this role, and Nathan then goes and creates he takes advantage of like a oil spill with the Shell gas company, and he hires he creates this Craigslist post for a PR rep for Shell to do this like town hall meeting essentially. And have you guys ever like seen like a construction site where they have those like offices that they could like kind of pick up and move around? He essentially like has one of those put down right around the corner from the Shell headquarters facility in California, like Encino, California, and has a golf cart, slaps a Shell sticker on the front of it, picks up the guy at the front, says there's construction going out of the facility, they're at a temporary office around the corner, goes there, hires him, gives him this Shell like branded fucking vest. They go have a town hall meeting. The guy delivers a phenomenal, like, and I say that very sarcastically, phenomenal public service announcement speech to the community about this oil spill. And then they play this commercial which they created, and they just so happen to have stolen the Bonsai Predicament song Orphan Skies that they created with the smoke detector. Nathan takes this back to the band and it's like, oh my god, look what they stole our song, look what they did. And they're all pissed off and upset. So like, what can we do? Nathan obviously like has a bunch of money like for the show budget, and he describes how much he spends on like one specific episode later in like season 3. But he takes a full oil tanker semi truck, fills it with gas, and then takes a separate semi truck and with a like trailer leveled platform on there. They like drill down the like instruments and like of the band, and they go to a local Shell station, give out free gas while they continuously play their song that was stolen by Shell. And this is right down the street from the news stations, and obviously, like, even without this being on the street, it's going to attract the attention of the news and stuff like that. So all of the news people come, they're interviewing the band and ask them, like, what are you guys doing? What's this for? And they're like, yeah, like, Shell, like, stole our song in this commercial. And all of it is just Nathan who made all of this up. And, like, it all happened, but it's all he's doing. Like, Shell, and he's such an asshole. And so they give out free gas and like have this band, and it's all over the news, and you can see the smoke detector all over the news. And again, this is all for the smoke detector. And at the end, it gets so convoluted and so far off from like the original message, because you get into the like the lies and the deceit and the buffoonery of pretending to be part of Shell, like pretending to be creating a real band and all of this and that, and then in the end you like forget about it. But then he goes back to the lady at the shipping and logistics, and he's like, yeah, so like we shipped this successfully. He has like the shipping receipt of like sending like the smoke detectors down to South America with no tariff, no tax. Like they were able to ship them as musical instruments, and I think it was a box of like the blues smoke detector, so it's like in the package that has like the tutorial and shit like that. It is insane. I love this show so much. I remember like the first episode when it came out and I watched it, and honestly I thought one of my friends from high school looked so much like Nathan Fielder, so I would just goof around like, this looks like my buddy Nathan. He shared the same name even, and God damn, I love that show. I rewatch it all of the time, and there's so many other ways where like he has like gotten viral on the news with like something fake, or like fake, like fabricated, I should say. It like WWE, like it's real, but like it's like choreographed, it's staged, you know what I mean? But like what they're performing real stunts, they're like they're inflicting real damage and like receiving real injuries that they have to deal with and stuff like that. This stuff actually happened. It's just not like organic and authentic. This is all like Nathan like manufactured. And the man is like I said, the man is a genius. Like this was Comedy Central back in the day, a couple years ago, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago maybe now. He's got like greenlit by HBO, bigger budget. You can see like seeds of his concept of the new show, The Rehearsal, on there, and it's oh man, like he basically just like lets people practice life. And again, all-time favorite in being like, this has been more of like a Nathan Fielder review and a review of the review, that show that Pancakes, Divorce Pancakes we were talking about at the beginning. But again, like when we're here in the Chase Lounge, like we're just talking about what I want to talk about. This is the shit that I like and stuff like that. And I can always get upbeat and excited talking about Nathan for you. I mean, it's a little bit warmer out, so unfortunately I'm not going to be probably rocking the Summit ice jacket as much, but I've worn it damn near every day since I received it. It was one of like the greatest gifts I've ever gotten. And there's a dude over here at the coffee shop. If you look like back here in the Chase Lounge, there's a little coffee shop back here, and there's a dude back there who has like the sweatsuit. Before I had my jacket and I got my jacket for my friend, I was hanging out in the back offices and stuff like that, and with the guys, and I just seen this fellow walk past and he had a sweatshirt that said Summit Ice, and I lost my shit. Like, hopefully one of the guys from the back who was in there that day can come on the Chase Lounge for an episode, and they can help describe it too. But like, I lost my shit. I was asking around, like, did you guys see that sweatshirt? Did anyone know what that's from? Like, I was like, that is like hands down, like I knew right away that was one of the coolest motherfuckers, like within a 10 block square radius, like of where we're currently sitting. To know about the show is one thing. To have the sweatsuit, because it's like I say, he's wearing a sweatshirt, You go on to Summit Ice Time, you can't buy just the sweatshirt. It is a 2-piece sweatsuit. You have to commit to it. And I talked to him about it, told him it was awesome, complimented him as soon as I saw it. Like I saw him the first day, didn't see him again until like a week later, but I ran up to him and I was like, dude, you're one of the coolest dudes I ever known. Like I don't even know your name, but like honestly, like I wish we could be best friends, because like just you wearing that sweatshirt is the coolest fucking thing in the world to me. I think that show is hilarious, and you know, we were just instantly bond over it. I was so excited to show him, like when I got the jacket, he thought it was cool as hell too. And like I said, Nathan Fielder, like, ladies and gentlemen, you give him a shot, check him out. Nathan For You, The Rehearsal. If you don't like either of those, he has a show called The Curse with Emma Stone, which is really good as well. I actually I'm not as familiar with that one. I still have to go back and watch it. It was still coming out. I didn't keep up with it like episodically, so I still gotta check that out. But season 2 of The Rehearsal's out and stuff, or is coming out now, and man, I just, like I said, I love Nathan Fielder. So, you know, we'll probably wrap it up there. You know, this has been, you know, just kind of like the second time hanging out in the Chase Lounge, but you know, a little bit of a longer episode today, but hopefully you guys have some fun. Hopefully we'll keep rocking and rolling, and then you know, you guys saw my guy JB walk past me, and him do a little thing too, little NASCAR boogity, and we keep it fast and loose. He's fast, I'm loose, name of our show actually. So if you guys like kicking it in the Chase Lounge, you want to see more of my guy JB who walked past, you know, hopefully he'll join me and come sometime in here in the Chase Lounge. Maybe we expand it out into the studio and chill out in the chairs. Yeah, I mean, we got a cool little NASCAR show, so check it out with me and him as well. So we got some cool stuff happening on the Chase Family YouTube channel nowadays. So hopefully you guys like, subscribe, comment. Let me know if you guys have seen Nathan Fielder, Nathan For You, The Rehearsal, The Curse, anything like that before. And hey, if you guys like NASCAR too, why don't you just drop your favorite driver in the chat too. I'm a big Dale Earnhardt guy. So see you guys later.